Debris from a large Chinese rocket landed in the Indian Ocean near the Maldives early Sunday morning, China's Space Administration announced. It said most of the debris had burned up on re-entry, but it did not specify whether the remaining had landed on the ocean or in one of the Maldives islands. China's Space Administration announced when the debris was spotted while entering into the atmosphere over the Mediterranean. After that, it flew over the Middle East and came down near the Maldives. People from Israel and Oman reported sightings of the rocket. So, who is responsible for this dangerous outcome? What was the rocket sent for? And what caused the control loss? Let's see. Hello and welcome to SIAW Science in a Wrap, and I am Sai Saran. So, what purpose was the rocket sent to accomplish? The China's rocket Long March 5B is one of the largest rockets currently in use. In the process of launching an international space station, China sent the rocket to launch its first module Tianhe. Let's talk about the space station in a separate video. The full rocket contains several integrated pieces. Some smaller side boosters were already dropped immediately after the launch and they all settled harmlessly in the Pacific Ocean. Usually, the large booster stages of Rocket 2 are immediately dropped back to Earth after they are jettisoned, but the core stage of the Long March 5B, which is 23 tons in weight, accompanied the space station segment all the way to orbit. In the present times, rocket stages that reach orbit usually fire the engine after releasing their payloads so they could safely land on an unoccupied area on Earth, probably an ocean part. But China didn't choose that way, and it caused the rocket to rub against the air at the top layer of the atmosphere, and due to the friction, it made an uncontrolled re-entry back to the Earth. Has this happened in the past too? No one else but China. Rockets from one of China's principal launch sites, the Zhejiang Satellite Launch Center in Sichuan province, routinely fell on rural areas downrange, and they occasionally caused damage too. Then China had moved many of its launches, including the Long March 5Bs, to a new site in Wenjiang, a city on an island in the southwest China. Last year, during the first launch of a Long March 5B rocket, the booster from that rocket also made an uncontrolled re-entry, with some debris raining down on a village in Ivory Coast. It seems that China is immune to learning from mistakes. More large pieces of China's space station are scheduled to go to orbit. More launches of the Long March 5B are expected through 2022. Unless China changes its method of control and launch, the odds that someone will be hurt by a piece of a falling booster will increase in the future. Is it only China? Haven't any other countries made the same mistake before? In March 2021, an out-of-control rocket of the SpaceX re-entered Earth's atmosphere near Seattle. Pieces of the rocket landed on a resident's property in Washington state. But in that case, it was a mechanical failure. A firing of the engine of the second stage to bring it down safely did not work as designed. Many uncontrolled re-entries occurred in the earlier stages of the space flight, but not now. In 1979, a 77-ton Skylab space station of NASA mostly broke up over the Indian Ocean, but debris spread across Western Australia. The then President Jimmy Carter apologized. A Soviet satellite, Cosmo 954, crashed in Canada in the year of 1978. But these are very rare in nowadays. So what's more in the card of China? China's quest for space exploration has dramatically changed over the last few years, and it had accomplished many successful attempts too. Few months back, it sent a spacecraft, Tianwen-1, in orbit around Mars, and in December, it also collected rocks from the surface of the moon and bring them back to the Earth. In the coming May or June, it's planning to land a robotic rover, Zhurong, on the Mars surface. And China is in a hurry to establish its space station Tiangong, and various attempts are being made in the construction of its modules and their working mechanisms. As a concern to prevent the people from any such possible hits from the space debris in the future, China must focus on its safety measures. Stay tuned with us for more science news. Don't forget to subscribe our channel. Give us your feedbacks in the comments. Stay happy, stay safe.